John, like I got specific questions for everybody, but
ChatGPT knows who I am.
this gets the best. So, like for 2025, what's your game plan for scaling Milfit? It said Milford. Sorry. What's your game plan for scaling Milford Apparel in 2025, and how can other entrepreneurs apply these strategies to their business?
Scaling, like growing.
Yeah.
I've got to learn to take what I have currently and narrow my market. Because right now in 2024, I was struggling between the military side and the fitness side, and like if you were on my website every day, which obviously nobody is, but if you were on there every day, you would have been like, this product was there one day and off the next day, because like I'd have it up for a month, 0 sales, but I'd have something else that was getting sales. So I think my goal for 2025 for scaling is to choose one.
Right.
And honestly, at this point, I'm more leaning towards the military side, because that's a huge market, which the fitness industry is too. And eventually maybe I'll slide back that way.
Right.
But I feel like it's easier to get the military behind a small business, especially veteran owned, than it would be the fitness community. So for scaling purposes, that's what I'm kind of edging towards, is going to be getting not rid of the fitness side of it, but making it more the military side of it, What was the last half of that? Oh, and how can...
Yeah. How can other entrepreneurs apply these strategies in their business?
Kind of self-explanatory to kind of what I'm doing is just figure out who your market is or what your market is. Honestly, I would do that before you start the business, because like I did mine after, and I've kind of almost wasted a year, almost 2 years, not knowing what my market is. Which, I mean, both of those are my market, but when you're pulled between two, you're actually failing, because some people might be interested, some people might not. So I feel like for, namesake, find your market and stick with one versus having multiple, especially if it's the same kind of a brand.
Bro, that has been so tough for me. Like and I'll probably hear from you guys too, but like for me on the virtual assistant side, right? There are so many things that I know my VA does for me, but every time I go to these things, or I'm hearing like my mentors, they're like niche, like the riches are in the niches. A lot of people, they say that, right? But then some other people say, cast a wide net, and then you'll get, I guess, things like fishes, right? But that's hard, like, because like it's scary to say, okay, we just do this. Like even on the DJ side, we do weddings, we do corporate events, we do school events. I mean, so that's a lot. That's a lot of different things, and you're always trying to like throw different things out there, just like whatever we get. But that's how the entertainment side. It's always been like that. But it's just like the thought of just niching down, because like we have our slow seasons. Like then if I, school time is from February, March, April, and then school, then it dies down a little bit. Then we start doing more weddings during that same time. But it's scary to say we only do this, and then lose out on the other stuff. But I don't know. That's like what do y'all think about that? Niching down, and even for you, Max. I mean,
I got a phrase for that.
Go. What's the phrase?
You can be a jack of all trades, but a master of nothing.
I've heard that.
Didn't you share that the other day? I swear I read that on somebody's.
It's very popular, but you can be a jack of all. And what it means to me is that, like you said, you can have your hands in multiple different things, and in large, you can have a large, wide spread. But whenever you find that thing that you can just hyper focus, and a lot of times it's something that you probably already started, or that you've already established. Right. It's just going back in and mastering that thing instead of and this is me personally. I have a habit of creating new. I will get bored with something, and then I'll create something new, and then I'll get bored with something, and I'll create something new, and then what that does, and then I look back and I'm like, oh wow, I have 20 projects going on right now at the exact same time. So again, I can do all these things, and all these ideas are great, but I'm not mastering or really targeting or really funneling, like really hyper focusing on any of them. So none of them are truly getting the attention that they deserve and need, and what it would take for it to really take off. And so for me, I a lot of times will take a kind of a step, I'll take a step back and I'll take inventory and say, okay, what do I already have that I could improve and, really just kind of, hyper focus in on. And so like that's where my mind map comes in, and that's all, there's a lot of really good stuff behind that. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it, is like, I would say mastery is there's money in mastery.
So they say.
So like you're saying for your DJ company, right? Like,
Yeah.
Focusing on weddings but not other things, right? Is that what you're saying? A DJ is like a party. So you've got the wedding reception, that's a party. But then you've got like loads of other types of parties. So like how or why would you only want to focus on like weddings when like a DJ can go anywhere, like to any type of party? Like as long as it's considered a party, you could be there. So
Okay.
like why would you want to just focus on weddings? And
So, like, I've seen other companies in other parts of the state, or other states. They're like, we're just focused on weddings now, and when you see the growth of them, because they're focused on one type of thing, this is what they do, and they do it well. You know what I'm saying? So there's any time for a weekend, he'll have 40 weddings in that like a weekend or so. That's crazy.
that's a lot.
That's a lot. We've only did like 10 events or 12 events at the same time. But pre-COVID. But the biggest thing is like for us, I feel like sometimes, and not even just like the DJ side, we have photo booths too as well. That's totally two different things. So when I was doing my little business audit a few weeks ago, I was like, where are we losing money? Where are we putting a lot of resources, and then things are kind of, where are our resources going to? So when you have like we're really good DJs, but then when we add in the photo booth component, but then we have new like there's always problems with like printers and then then we have to give money back, or then so it's like on that side, yeah, I understand like DJs wise, there's a party, we can go anywhere, that's cool, and we're really good at school events, like, and our profits at the school events are even better, right? So I don't want to, and we love it. Like I love lights, I love all the cool stuff. Weddings don't have all that all the time. Just something normal, more a little basic. So that's why we've always done everything, because we can and we know how to party. Like you said, it's a party. But I guess when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about all the other services that we have, because it feels like DJs now have to be more than just DJs. People want lights. They want coal sparks. They want just a lot of different things. We have pipe and drapes that you can hang. We have those for some reason. We have blow up houses, dude. We have just all these like photo booths. We have just all these decorations and stuff. Like what? Like what? Like, are we a DJ company? But that's when we did change it to like entertainment, because we did more with the MCs and things like that. But sometimes you have to look at that and like, is it worth the hassle sometimes? So like, because then everybody's out of focus. Like I know DJing wise, we're gonna be good. Like we know the process. Our processes are really good on the DJ side. But then we add in like the photo booth. They're just other services. Then it's like then it's because we don't do it all the time. And when you don't do it all the time, I feel like things get left out, and then that comes back to training and all that kind of stuff, right? I guess like so. That was my only that's the only concern to saying like we're really good at doing this, and then we get out of whack sometimes when we do other things, because they don't do it enough, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So that was my whole thing with it. And Taylor, I get jealous, bro. I get jealous of you, bro.
Why?
Like no, because like your business, like you can try different things out, right? But because you have your clients, like I love the fact that you can like you have so many brands in here, and you get to explore that with people, and some people will try that stuff, right? Yeah. I love that about your business, bro. That's kind of awesome. Having an actual product.
Yeah. Saying too, like you've got clients that come weekly or monthly, whereas somebody's only getting married once, maybe twice, and it's going to be like
we did a few twice. Like they got
already.
We did.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I mean, that sucks.
I mean, it sucks for them, but it's great for you.
You'll be out 6 months later. Hey, where's the husband? Oh, we're not.
This is the third one. Can I get you again?
Let's go. Come on. But I mean, that's the way. Like
more
said,
commitment to the DJ than to your spouse.
This is the third one. Can I get you again?
Let's go. Come on.
Hey.
But I mean, that's the way. Like
More
said,
commitment to the DJ than to your spouse. That's crazy.
Oh wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Cut that out.
No, keep that in. That's good.
I mean, I guess it goes back to like marketing to those same people. Because if they bought once, they'll buy twice, 3 times or so, yeah, if you give them something to come back to, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like even for us, like we have to just figure out how to keep that business and to grow that, right? So I mean, I guess sometimes I say it gets old, or I get scared of trying to niche down because then I feel like I'm going to lose out on somebody. But like you said, you know, trying to do everybody, you're going to lose out on something. And what's the saying? I guess if you, I can't remember, if you try to reach everybody, you have nobody or something like that. I mean, I don't know if you heard that term, essentially.
I need to know.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, if you try, if like I said, if everybody's pretty much your target, I mean, you really have nobody, because that's what I'm saying. Like we know who our target. Usually, we know who we want or who our ideal target is.
Yeah.
Even for our entertainment, for our Hey Virtual Assistant stuff, there are people out there that need our services. We're just trying. In the beginning, like I was new at Hey Virtual Assistant stuff, and I let my assistants like tell me like what are people looking for to do, and they were telling me all this other stuff that other companies do. They're like, yeah, they can do taxes, they can do marketing, they can do blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I'm not a tax expert. We're not doing taxes, which I get it. They can prepare taxes and stuff like that. I get it. That's not what we do right now. We're not. Yeah. That's a whole different like licenses and stuff. I was like, we're not getting into that. Let's just focus on what like just the small businesses. But I met another guy at a conference, and he sold to XPR or something like that. Anyway, so his VAs, they went to them and contract them all out with them, like just cold calling and stuff like that. So there's a bigger market out there too as well. But like I said, if you niche down mostly, so I'm just like but no, that's all I got. Thank y'all for coming today. How do you plan to leverage new trends or technologies in the fashion industry to stay ahead of the curve this year? I guess both of y'all really.
I mean, that's everybody. You know, you gotta dive into, you gotta know technology to be able to market today. Because, you know, we're all old enough, we grew up without this technology, to where the kids these days that we're marketing to were born into it. You know, there's nothing that they don't know about it. So obviously us older guys, we gotta stay connected because we're illiterate.
I don't think it's that, but people buy stuff differently now.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, like our parents, and we would see something on TV, and we're like, oh yeah, we believe that commercial or whatever, or
Yeah, if they could afford to be on TV, it's like crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. But now on social media, I mean, people like Gen X, I mean, they buy stuff differently. I mean, even us, like we go to, I mean, I don't really. Sometimes we go to TikTok now. We go look on Instagram. We go look on Facebook. We Google sometimes we still Google stuff too as well. I don't know if I really use Google a lot anymore, to be honest.
I'll be on Google like 30 times a day.
Okay, you still use Google, okay. But I'm just saying, like, the trends are different because now it's like we have so much, there's information everywhere. You can TikTok shop, you can Instagram shop, and then we see all these influencers, you know, suggesting these products. It's a totally different ballgame now.
Yeah.
YouTube. Like, how many products I see on YouTube, and like I'm like, Jesus, I didn't know I needed this, but I need this for my house. The little toilet thing to pull up the toilet. That's kind of cool to me. Like, I see so many things on YouTube. I'm like, this is cool, and it's brought to you. It's not the manufacturer, it's an influencer doing it. So it's kind of technology, man. You have to be online.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you got to get your message out online, and the educational thing. Like we were talking about, you educating people about all this stuff. That's cool. I mean, that's the index of, and that's going to be there for years. If once you get that discovered or figure out, you know, who wants to watch your stuff, I think that's so cool, man. It's scary. Is it scary to y'all, or is it cool? I mean, I think it's cool.
It's cool. I like meeting new people. You know, I just have to be better with my online presence for sure. Both with Cool Supps and me. You know, myself.
What's stopping you?
What's stopping me? Well, excuses. You know, nothing.
You talk about no.
I know.
No excuses.
And I'm the one who has excuses over my own growth. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's just do it. You know, I don't. I find something else to do, read a book, or watch stupid videos on other people doing what I should be doing. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
What about
Slacking.
you, guys? Like, you've been getting out there killing it every day. Is how many times you do it a week?
We're talking about the videos.
Yeah.
I do those daily. You can check them out at _Maximilian_.
That's it.
Changing it to Maximilian.
Maximilian.
Stay
I'm gonna
tuned.
change it to Maximilian. I like that.
Stay tuned.
But no, it was the reason for that was I actually talked with a really good buddy of mine who is actually very, very popular on social media. He told me that your brand needs an influencer. It needs an icon, and we need to make that. We need to make you that icon, and then your brand will tag along with it. So I just said, well, what could I start doing? And he said, well, you could make informational videos. People love informational videos. And immediately right after that phone call dropped, I went and made that video, started posting, and the amount of feedback I've gotten back from it is unreal. I mean, now it's an accountability. Like I have to get up and make them, because if I didn't, my phone would be blowing up with people saying, "Hey, where's the video for today?" Just the consistency of it and the content inside of it is better than I can tell you right now, I can have the best professional grade video out there. But if it doesn't have an icon and nobody knows about it, one. Or two, if the content of the actual video is not worth watching. So that was the two main things that I wanted to focus on, was making sure that I was consistent and started to build a name for myself, and then as well as giving the information. Like, it was good information that I was giving out. The content of the video was good in the sense of what I was talking about. So, but yeah, no, it's been good to it's gone along with faith focused fitness, my mindful momentum. Again, we're in the very beginning building stages of it, so it's something that I definitely plan to continue elevating and continue building and growing, not just social media wise, but knowledge wise. I mean, I've done my own content for my brand, just like you have, and everybody in here basically probably has for a long time now. So starting to kind of slowly make those incremental advances is huge, especially when you actually say, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this thing, like start consistently posting on social media and forcing myself. Then you start to kind of automatically make those advances, because you start seeing things, you start catching on to trends. I always say it, whenever you hyper focus in on something, you pay attention to the details a little bit more than you would if you're not really say, for instance, right, I started doing public speaking. When I wasn't doing public speaking before, and I would listen to somebody talk up on stage, I would not understand the breakdown of the actual speech. Like, there is a template on how speeches go. I don't know, have y'all ever looked into, like, exactly, speeches actually have template. Like, I mean, you're talking about your hook, your attention grabber. As soon as you come in, you're talking about the next thing is going to be keeping the audience's attention. Like, you want to tell, story tell, you want to come back to the actual meat of the speech. And there are a lot of things inside of speeches that I've learned about, but the only way that I am now seeing those details is because I've hyper focused in on public speaking. So what did that tell me? Well, that told me there's a lot of things that I'm missing whenever I don't hyper focus in on something. There's a lot of details that I'm missing out on. There's a lot of things that I'm not seeing, and that can kind of go back to what we talked about earlier about, you get so many things going on at one time, you're missing the small details. Yeah. So now you're missing out on the small opportunities to improve something that if you would just hyper focus on that one thing, you would be able to see and make huge growth jumps with it. So bang bang pow pow.
Right on cue.
No, I definitely understand that, essentially.
Does that make sense? Like, is that like far fetched?
No, not really.
Not far-fetched at all.
I just feel like me just even like doing like the YouTube stuff, like the money is online, y'all. I know it's important for us to build our personal brands in order to carry over our business, because if people know, like, and trust us, and then they will buy from us. Once you get to that level, they will buy from you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more than ever super important. And I don't want to have to rely on some other influencer to rep my brand all the time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And once we get those views and people start, oh, look at John, look at Taylor, like, look at Max, like, look at Pat, like, they will start, like, hey, let's see, what are they doing? What can I get from them? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like this is so important. And I know I slacked off a few weeks, but it's not my fault. It's my fault, guys.
Never your fault. When we talk about excuses earlier?
Yeah, something like that.
I have a job. But I see, like, I'm looking at my views. I'm not over obsessing over my views and things like that, because I know it's a long long run game that I'm trying to play here with this, which is cool. I think we can become a figure, like you know what I'm saying, like in our industry, like
If you go back and look at
It's
most
crazy.
of your influencers, like you don't even realize it, but they've got so many videos prior to, and all it took was that one video that caught,
Just
and it
one.
hit the algorithm and took off, and now they've got this full backfill of videos and content that nobody even saw before, and now they're getting their whole profile is going nuts because they've got all this backfill of content, and just that one video took off, and they got this
Hot Tua, baby.
exactly.
I love finding like those influencers and going and finding that video, because if you go to the video before, it's like 500 views.
Yes.
But then you go to the video that made him famous, it's like 1.2 million.
Yes.
And then after that, it's hundreds of thousands per video.
Yeah.
You're just like, wow, that one video. But like, I'm kind of the opposite, because you were saying not to find other people to influence your brand, but like that's what I try to do. So I reach out to like military members.
I'm not saying not to. I'm
Oh,
just
I
saying
thought
like
so.
having to rely on just like them all the time.
No, I don't do
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
But I do push it a lot.
Right.
Um,
And
yeah.
we're in that industry, yes. Like wearing other people wearing my stuff, yes. That's the best thing.
The one guy that does it the most, I sent him some more stuff last week. I made sure to put a shirt that says Milford right here across the chest, because the first few items, usually if he was in the video, like recording, you couldn't see Milford anywhere. Like you'd see the MF or the Milford be on the back or down the side, so you couldn't tell what it said. But this time I was like, Milford right there.
Very intentional.
So I waited to see one of his videos post up, because I reached out yesterday and he was like, yeah, I got everything, appreciate it. I sent him like 5 things. He's like, I love the hoodie, I love the shirts. So we'll see. But I reach out to at least one a week, and I'll just be like, hey, collaboration, I'll send you some free stuff, wear it in a couple videos for me. I don't know if y'all have seen Coach Blue. Have y'all seen him yet? I reached out to him last week. I don't know if I really want him to wear my stuff, because he gets called out for a lot of stuff, but honestly,
Like bad stuff or like
no. Well, like being on steroids and stuff, because he obviously is. It's very clear that he is. But he's very into like calisthenics and bodybuilding. Like he combines the two.
No, I was just in the camera like,
Oh. Yeah, so I'm not calling him out, but he is. You can tell. Like the body build, no, that's not natural. But I still wouldn't mind, because he gets a lot of views, he gets a lot of comments, he gets a lot of likes. But getting Milford across his chest in one of his videos would be fantastic for me. But you just got to get him to reach back out. So.
And I guess we all have that same. We're always trying to like push our business, just move the needle, essentially, right? I mean, it's cool. Like I love the journey, man. It's a lot. It's a lot, and people like normal people can't handle the pressure. Like I love it.
oh yeah.
It's a lot. Like I'm always on the phone. There's always a meeting. There's always something I'm trying to learn. And like I'm young. I'm still young, but I don't care. Like I'm still trying to push. Like it can grow more. We can always reach more people, and it's just reach. We just gotta reach people.
Yeah.
Like reach people, not just people in our hometown. Like everybody knows me here. That's cool.
Who?
Actually, I found somebody that they didn't know you.
What?
I told them about you, so now they know you.
So that's it. But that's how we move the needle. Like people tell people about us, even if they don't know us. I'll put that in there.